Hello and thank you for watching the Cardboard Dungeons X-Wing ship reviews. My name is Pat and I am taking a look at the newly released T-70 X-Wing expansion pack. Now this is the same ship that we saw released in the new core set back in September in conjunction with the Force Awakens marketing blitz that they did when all the product and everything came out. So it's the same exact ship as that. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the maneuver dial or the stat line because I covered that in my review of that new core set. So go look at that if you'd like to. I'll show you real quick the maneuver dial. The big new thing on this one is the Talon roll maneuver at speed 3, which lets the X-Wings do a turn to the right or left and then turn their ship back to face the way they came. So kind of like a K-turn, but you're also repositioning your ship. Very handy move to have, and they also have the K-turns, of course. Okay, and then real quick down the stat line, not a whole lot different from the original X-Wing, except that this ship has 3 shields instead of 2. And on the action bar, same as every X-Wing in the game, focus and target lock, but then the T-70 also brings the boost action, which is a big deal. And on the upgrade bar, we have torpedoes, astromech, and the new tech upgrade slot. Let's get right into the stuff you want to see. Not a whole bunch of cards. There's some repeats in this, but there's some neat stuff here too. So let's start with the top pilot for the T-70 out of this expansion pack. This is Elo Asti. Pilot skill of 7, cost of 30 points. And Elo, when not stressed, can treat the Talon roll maneuvers as if they were white instead of red, which is very cool. We know that seeing white versions of K-turn, Segnor's loop, and Talon rolls are probably going to be extremely rare in X-Wing. We only have so far the TIE Defender that can K-turn as a normal white maneuver, and there are some upgrades that let you do it now and then, but usually it's a one-off type of a situation. So this seems pretty cool, but it also sort of limits your options as far as taking an elite talent, because you don't want to be stressed if you want to make use of this ability. And some of the best elite talents in the game, like Push the Limit, of course, give you stress. Also, we're seeing in the metagame currently of X-Wing that it's a high-stress environment. The twin laser turret in conjunction with the astromech droid that hands out stress was part of the winning build at the World Championship recently. And so people are really taking a look at ways to give opponents stress. And of course, even if you're not causing stress on your own ship, you may be facing opponents who are giving it out to you. And that's all going to turn off Elo's ability. But still, not terrible. Let's move on to the next named pilot in this expansion pack, Red Ace. Pilot skill of 6 and costs 29 points. The first time you remove a shield token from your ship each round, assign 1 evade token to your ship. Now this, I think, is a really, really nice ability. Especially because the X-Wings, of course, can carry astromech droids, and we have R2-D2, who's been in the game since the beginning, of course. R2, of course, likes to give shields back when you perform green maneuvers. So you potentially have shields a lot of the match, with R2 always handing him back, and then you're going to be getting evades, making it more difficult for the enemy to do damage to you from round to round when you've got that. So really a good ability, I think. I think this is the best pilot out of the two in this pack. Now, they're kind of untested yet, so I guess that remains to be seen, but as you're going to see in conjunction with a couple of the new upgrade cards in this pack, I think it makes Red Ace even better than just his ability. Okay, and then we've also got copies of the 2 generic T-70 pilots, Red Squadron Veteran and Blue Squadron Veteran. Pilot skills of 4 and 2 respectively. And the Red Squadron pilot gets to take an elite talent, which is interesting. Okay, now moving on to the upgrade cards. First, we got a brand new one, Cool Hand. This is an elite talent, and it costs 1 point. When you receive a stress token, you may discard this card to assign a focus or evade token to your ship. very nice, handy, comes in useful in a lot of situations. We're seeing a lot of these discard this card to get the effect that have been actually being used a lot and making waves in the game. Glitter Stim is one from the Scum and Villainy Wave 7 stuff. Crack Shot we just saw. Lots of stuff that really gives you powerful abilities, but as a one-off, one-time use only. But also for not a lot of points. So 1 point for Cool Hand, and when you take a stress, you can get Focus or Evade as you need it situationally. Very cool. All right, next we've got a new Nuestro Mech, targeting Nuestro Mech, cost of 2 points. After you execute a red maneuver, you may acquire a target lock. So not bad at all. 2 points is cheap, and red maneuvers, of course, don't let you take an action afterwards because you take stress for performing them. So it's nice to see free actions anytime. This is not even an action, actually. I misspoke there. Because you will still have the stress after the red maneuver. You just acquire a target lock. So very nice. I like this one. You can Talon roll and then get a target lock. Not bad at all. Next up, we have Weapons Guidance, a tech upgrade, which we saw first in the new core set. Cost of 2 points. Lets you spend a focus token to change one of your blank results to a hit result. Okay, next up is the big deal card of this expansion pack. This is a potential fix for the original X-Wing, also very powerful on the T-70 X-Wing, which doesn't need any help right now. This is an X-Wing only modification. Integrated Astromech, costs no points. When you are dealt a damage card, you may discard one of your Astromech upgrade cards to discard that damage card without resolving its effect. So essentially what this is letting you do is get rid of a damage card that you've just been dealt, whether it's a normal damage face down or a critical face up. You can look at that critical effect before you decide whether to use it or not. You can get rid of it, and you also get rid of your Astromech droid. So basically this card for no points is giving your X-Wing an extra point of life. Or 2 points of life if you get hit with a direct hit, and you can get rid of that. In conjunction with R2-D2, who can keep giving you shields round after round, and then when you're on the ropes about to die, R2 can selflessly sacrifice himself and take that shot right to his dome. He's gone, but you're still on the board. Very cool. I think that the T-70, one of the ways that it sort of eclipsed the original X-Wing was that it did have that extra point of life on it, the 3 shields instead of 2. And so this is essentially giving the old X-Wing that little extra staying power as long as you take an Astromech along with it, which usually you're going to want to do anyway because there's a lot of great Astromechs in the game. So very cool card. It's going to be interesting to see if this gets the old X-Wings back into the game competitively. But of course it's also great on the T-70 because they have that extra shield, so this is going to keep them alive even longer. So great for both X-Wings. All right, and finally we have another copy of Advanced Proton Torpedoes. We've seen these in the game before. I'm pretty sure they were in the original X-Wing expansion, and I think we've seen them elsewhere as well. This is a secondary weapon torpedo, 6 points, spends your target lock, and discards the card to perform an attack with 5 dice at range 1. You can change up to 3 of your blank results to focus results. So this, of course, the big, meaty torpedo of the game. You want both a target lock and a focus token when you fire it. And it's really hard not to get 5 hits if you have those. If you have your focus token, because you roll 5 attack dice, change up to 3 blanks into focus results. Your other results, if they're not blank, are going to be either hits, critical hits, or focus already. So you're basically all but guaranteed to get 5 hits. It's very unlucky and uncommon to not get a full 5 hits out of Advanced Proton Torpedoes. So good to get another copy of it. It's a big threat of a secondary weapon on the board. Don't see it in use a lot because of its high price, but of course we have the extra munitions card that just came out in Wave 7 that is trying to get these secondary weapon types back into the game. And then of course in the Imperial Assault Cruiser, we've got the ordnance tubes that are going to let the huge ships fire missiles and torpedoes endlessly. So, you know, this might find a home on those as well, if not on the smaller ships. Okay, so that is the T-70 X-Wing expansion, brand new for X-Wing. As always, thank you so much for watching our videos, and we will see you next time.